This is a video that I've been meaning to make for quite some time. I caught up with this manga on a random day when chapter 23 dropped, and I seen it and I was like, new rom-com, let me check it out. Went and checked it out and ended up burrowing myself away for like 5 or 6 hours reading this manga and just getting involved with the story and the characters and, you know, all of the above. Just the aesthetic of this manga. And it was one of the rare occasions where, you know, when you read a manga that you really like and then you catch up and you get that 5 to 7 minute depression of, oh, I gotta wait an entire week or whenever they decide to drop this next chapter. That is how I felt reading The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. This is, in my opinion, how you write a romance story. It doesn't involve the typical, we have to have a female who's been through the ringer, she's been ran through, and we have a super shy protagonist who's just trying to, you know, step his way into romance by getting with the girl that was supposed to be easy, but ended up, you know, they end up falling in love and stuff like that, right? We don't have that. We don't have the gal aesthetic. We don't have any of that. This is your quintessential romance manga, where the characters shine the most. Weird, right? Especially in this age that we live in now, where if there's no fat tits, no fat ass, no sex involved, a lot of people don't like the manga. I get it, right? That's just to satisfy your lust. This manga hits on every single note that you should hit when you're writing a romance. This is peak romance because we're following the story of Rintaro and Kaoruko, right? They come from two schools, an all-boys school and an all-girls school. You know, the old Romeo and Juliet aesthetic that they use in manga where it's an all-boys school and an all-girls school. The all-boys school is like savages and they're not to be trifled with. They're supposed to be trash and stuff like that. And then across the way, right, like on the other side of the gate, you got the all-girls school where they're prim, they're proper, they still believe in cooties and whatnot. So, you know, the typical setting. But when you get to know all of the characters, right? When you get to know all of Rintaro's homies over at Chidori High, that's their school name, over at Chidori High, when you get to know the homies, you realize it's not as bad as they make it out to be. It's just people on the other side over at Kikyo Girls School. Oh man, especially once you get to reading it, right? And you hear what the headmaster of the school, like how she portrays what they look and act like and stuff like that, you'll really get to understand the stigma of that school. But through some series of events, Kaoruko runs into Rintaro. Rintaro gains feelings for Kaoruko and, you know, vice versa. It's a very touching love story. And it's not even just that, it's also a coming of age story as well, where you're watching these two people progress through things that you normally wouldn't go through in life, but when you see them persevere and actually overcome these boundaries, it's quite a telling story. Kaoruko having to deal with the stigma of the all-girls school, right? They're not supposed to be dealing with the boys from across the way at Chidori. They're not supposed to have feelings for them. They're supposed to be nose in the books, worried about studies 24/7. That's what they're supposed to be. You're not supposed to converse with them over at Chidori High. And then you got Rintaro, who comes across as a jock, right? His hair is dyed, he's tall, he's strong, he doesn't talk much, so people think he's, you know, aggressive, I guess, right? But he's not. He's really just a cool dude. His parents own a bakery and he really looks out for his friends. Bro, like I said, it's really dope. There's a lot of good moments in this manga.
Like, for instance,
one of my favorite moments is learning about the reason he dyed his hair. That's one of my favorite moments. And the moment between him and his mom. Now, for those of y'all who do know me personally, I'm a mama's boy. So these moments hit a little harder for me. It's just the fact that, you know, his mom recalling what he went through as a kid. Nobody wanted to deal with him. Like, people not wanting to be friends with him, thinking he's scary, and him just being done with everything in life, right? And just wanting to end it all, right? You seen it in his face, and you seen the conversation that she was having with their husband, you know, Rintaro's dad, and them just wanting to be there for him, and to watch how that did a complete 180, and now that he's got all these friends and people who really just care about him. That's like one of my favorite moments in this entire manga so far. Man, I vouch for this manga 100%. This should serve as a staple as to how you write romance. You don't use any of the typical suggestive themes as a crutch. You lean on character development, you lean on world development, and the proper way of writing a story and conveying a message. This does it in spades. Awesome character design, awesome moments as well. I think there's a lot of really powerful lessons that you can learn from this, right? Breaking away from stigmas, love in general, friendship, all of that. You can really learn so much from this manga. Big shout out to Mika Misaka, the mangaka of The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. You have done a stellar job. I can't wait for the day that this gets an anime announcement, because I bullshit you not, this is gonna be the one that people are gonna read and understand that it doesn't always have to be the typical weak MC tries to get the baddest girl in the school and eventually gets her because she's into that type of thing. No, it's not that. It's quite literally the opposite. Anyways, man, let me know if you guys have read this manga down below. Let me know if you guys want me to cover this manga weekly or whenever they decide to drop chapters, because honestly, I wouldn't mind. I think like I said, I think it's a really good coming of age romance story. I think this is something that you guys should check out. I vouch for it 1,000,000%. And you know, I don't be vouching for bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I don't promote bullshit over here. If I give it my stamp of approval, just understand that it deserves my stamp of approval, right? Leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe if you're new. I hope this video gets my point across, right? I hope it gets my point across. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from in regards to just what this manga brings to the table. And if you guys have any other things to say about this, if there's some points that I didn't make that you think I should know, leave it all in the comments, man. You know, that's what we do over here at this channel, over at Senpai's Realm, you know, the xDomoSenpaix channel, the xDomoSenpaix brand. Oh, and before we get out of here, I know I've mentioned this before, and I know I said I was gonna wrap things up, but before we get out of here, channel memberships will be opening really soon, and I hope you guys will be down to support me. There's gonna be like 12 different tiers, and anything that y'all could offer your boy will 100% be put towards, you know, my livelihood. But I'm gonna go ahead and get to editing this video, because obviously I've been talking for like 20 minutes and yeah, I'm parched, son. I'm parched. So with that being said, it's your boy, xDomoSenpaix, and I will catch you guys in the next video.